Hello, and it's wonderful to have you with us today. And I want to introduce my guest to you, Chitra Rajeshwari, and she is the executive director of the Avasant Foundation. And we say hello.
Hello, and thank you so much for having me.
Now, tell us about the Avasant Foundation.
Yes. So, as you said, I am the executive director with Avasant Foundation, and the mission of the foundation is to enable emerging regions to realize their potentials. So, in partnership with leading foundations and institutional donor agencies, we provide deserving youth access to skills training and education with the good of job creation in the digital economy. So, our focus at the foundation is youth empowerment through education, employment, and entrepreneurship. We are
Okay.
headquartered in California,
Hmm.
and Avasant Foundation is part of Avasant, which is a global management strategy firm.
Okay. And so I know that right now the project that's about to start is with the Bahamas. So why and how was the Bahamas chosen for this?
Yes, that's right. Our program is that we're going to start an initiative in Bahamas, and the reason being that uh, since because of Hurricane Dorian and COVID, the Bahama economy has been crippled by the double burden of natural and biological disaster that
Hmm.
happened consequently. And the small island country needs to strengthen its capacity to build its preparedness and economy for future events. So we were invited by the Inter-American Development Bank to come up with a solution to support the unemployed, underemployed, and many of the furloughed employees in Bahamas on how they could leverage using digital skills to
Hmm.
enable and enhance their work environment. So the focus of this training for Bahamas is how do you support the Bahamian unemployed community to get them back into the workforce.
Mm.
So our focus here is going to be providing two tracks. One is the digital skills training track, and the other is the entrepreneurship track. As you know, I just mentioned earlier that our focus in the foundation is job creation, either through employment into the corporate sector or through entrepreneurship.
Okay. Now, what is the objective of the digital skills training program?
So what we hope to achieve here is that we want to provide we use the terminology here called retooling and upskilling, and our
Hmm.
hope is that through the digital skills training program, these participants will be able to be able to use the skills to better their job opportunities. As you know, digital skills is here to stay, and our hope is that um, is that we are able to foster the development of digital and entrepreneurial skills for these displaced workforce so that they can have better opportunities, but also, again, if there is another hurricane or some kind of a natural disaster or a pandemic that we have no control over, we want to make sure that the economy does not come to a grinding halt and that folks are still able to continue working but using these digital technologies so that even if you're working virtually, your the workforce does not come to a grinding halt, because we want to make sure that there's a continuity to to working irrespective of any disaster.
Hmm. And you mentioned Hurricane Dorian and COVID, and yes, it was like a double whammy for us. And we had after Dorian, it was like a short time to catch our breath and try to regroup and restart everything again. Individuals who probably have not really been like directly engaged in their work with digital systems, etc. This is also an opportunity for them to be a part of it. This is something that they can get into as well.
So what we're doing is generally the focus for the foundation is working with young adults between the ages of 18 to about 26, 28 years of age. But for Bahamas, we're still staying with our core mission, which is job creation through, through organizations or through entrepreneurship. But because the workforce has been impacted so much, we're looking to recruit candidates who are between the age, who have a minimum of 5 years of work experience, 3 to 5 years of work experience,
Okay.
and at least have a high school pass certificate. That means they definitely have college certificates. That's great, but that is the minimum threshold. And so folks with that kind of experience should be able to come in and be able to understand and grasp what we are trying to teach. But it doesn't mean to say that we're discouraging those who are finished college and don't have a job not to come in, but we definitely want to focus on the workforce that has been heavily impacted because
Right.
of the of the natural disaster and the biological disaster, as you said, the double whammy, unfortunately.
Hmm. And so, about how many individuals are we talking about?
So the mandate for us, let me take a step back here. So this initiative is funded by the Inter-American Development Bank Labs, so IADB Labs, and
Hmm.
the mandate for us is at least 500 candidates overall. We are
Hmm.
hoping to do more if possible, and
Hmm.
we are trying to see maybe we do about around 300 or 350 digital skills and maybe 150 entrepreneurs. So the ratio could vary a little bit. And another important mandate for us is because we are very aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals, the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals.
Hmm.
Gender equality is very important for us at the foundation, and so it is for the Inter-American Development Bank. So we're going to ensure that at least 50% of our candidates in our training are women.
Okay, that's wonderful. Now, along with some of the basic and minimum qualifications, sort of that you mentioned, what are some of the other, um, I guess you can say, attributes that a person would need to qualify for this training?
That's a very good question you've asked. Again, the emphasis here is digital. And
Hmm.
because of COVID, I know there's a lot of businesses have not gone back to 100% working in person. So
Hmm.
we're going to run this entire training program virtually. And that is also because your beautiful country is a country of many islands. Apart from the two larger islands, there's so many of family islands. So we
Yes.
want to make sure that we are not restricting folks only in Nassau or in the Grand Bahamas to participate, but that other folks can come in. So the training will be held virtually. And for that to happen, the individuals who are going to participate definitely must have access to a computer or a tablet and have access to internet. Otherwise, it'll be challenging for them to take the training program. It'll be done totally virtual. We plan to get them all on a Zoom call, and then we have our own learning portal, the Avasant Learning Portal, which is a
Hmm.
Google Classroom that we have created specifically for the training program. That one of the requirements will be that they have access to a computer and internet.
Hmm. And so, what will the scheduling be like for the training? What are some of the details in terms of like the length of time for the sessions? What would that be like?
So we are envisioning that the training program will run for 3 months.
Hmm.
We will have two cohorts running simultaneously. So we will have, and each cohort will consist of about 30 candidates. And we plan to do cohort 1 and 2. Say cohort 1 will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Cohort 2 will be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And one of the cohorts will be a morning session from 9 to noon. And the other one will be an evening session from 5:30 to 8:30, so that we are able to accommodate people.
Hmm.
Those who cannot do the morning can definitely attend the evening classes, and those who have afternoon or evening jobs can definitely do the morning classes. So this way we're trying to be flexible so that we are able to accommodate candidates who have other, maybe going to school or other, maybe have a job or other commitments, that they can choose a time that works well for them.
Hmm. Okay. And so, the digital skills training, what are the requirements to attend?
Yes, that's very important to know. So like I said, again, We want to make sure that these candidates at least have a minimum of a high school pass certificate with English and math, so we know that they're able to understand
Mm-hmm.
what is being taught in the classroom. Minimum of 3 to 5 years work experience, just because our content is going to be, digital skills, and we want to make sure that they're able to grasp. Just let me touch a little bit on what the curriculum entails. So we are going to be offering, the training will definitely start with some soft skills, where we will teach them the importance of communication, sales, and marketing. And this is because this is required in any industry, right? Irrespective of you work in a bank or the hospitality industry or a hospital or a government entity, communications is very required. Sales is about upselling. And Bahamas is so famous for tourism and your hospitality industry. So it'd be good for the candidates to understand how to upsell when somebody comes to buy a cruise or just, a flight ticket to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing, and then customer service. Again, this is another module that, customer service is required in any industry, so we will emphasize
Yes.
on those two. And
Mm-hmm.
then we'll dive into the digital skills training program. We'll talk about the fundamentals of digital skills, the importance of understanding what digital skills mean. People hear all these terminologies of artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain. So what do these things mean? Understanding cybersecurity and the importance of that. And then we'll teach them um, an extended education on Microsoft Office 365. Again, this is used in any capacity, Excel, Word, PowerPoint. And then we'll dive into project management, agile, and data analytics. And this is
Mm-hmm.
because these are some of the skills that you need, no matter where you work. And also, we're not being industry focused. So this way, if your passion is to work in one particular industry and not the other, these digital skills can be are transferable to any industry. So we want to make sure that they're equipped with the knowledge and not restricting them from where they can work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, given the target group, what is it that they will need in order to participate?
So what we're doing is we have already posted out our flyers in various through various channels. I have a local program coordinator. She's from Bahamas. She'll be managing the program for us. We have also hired a program assistant who will also be supporting the training program. And the flyer has the details where it says that you can send your resume to, and we have an email address. So initially, once they send their resume, they get an auto response saying we have received your resume, and wait for further instructions. Subsequently, they'll get a message from the program coordinator, whose name is Chitra Mullings. She will send out the message saying, okay, you've been invited for an interview. And what we do is, once they are invited for the interview, they get an email with the details of how do they come onto the interview, including um, uh, completing an application form, which will also
Mm-hmm.
be online through
Okay.
our Avasant Recruit portal. They'll go into the portal, they fill out the application form, and then we will set up an interview date, which will also be done virtually using our Avasant Recruit portal. They'll have to do a verbal interview, and then they'll have to take a written test and assessment.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
subsequent to that, passing that, they will be informed that they're eligible to participate in the training program. And
Mm-hmm.
then we give them the option of choosing the time between the morning and evening cohort.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I would like to say is, if you don't get into the first two cohorts, not to be discouraged. We are going to have many more training programs. Like I
Okay.
said, at least 300 candidates, if not more, will definitely
Mm-hmm.
go through our program. So we will give people the opportunity. And also, and again, this interview process is not very difficult. It's not hard for them. They don't have to start worrying like, oh my God, will I pass the test? It's
Mm-hmm.
very basic questions so that we understand where they're coming from and what is their level of knowledge with regards to digital skills, computer literacy, the verbal and written communication skills, and also if they really have the willingness and want to be part of the training program. We definitely want to recruit folks who have that fire in their belly, saying, I want to do this because this is going to help me to better myself, to better my organization, to better my family, to better my communities. So we're
Right.
looking for those people who really have that fire in them to want to do this.
Mhm. Has it already been determined which month this will start?
Yes. So we have. So what we did was we started this whole initiative back in December of 2020. And we did first was a need analysis report. We really did a survey within the Bahamas to understand what are the needs in the country so that when we create a curriculum and a content, we're able to deliver to answer, to actually answer what solution we have proposed, right? So
Mhm.
based on that, we are creating the modules right now. We have identified the curriculum, we're creating the modules, and the interview process will start from about the middle of this month to the third week of this month. And then we're envisioning to kickstart the training program the 14th of June. That is a tentative date. It could be
Right.
pushed by a week based on how the interview process is going, because I really want to make sure that we're able to interview at least 80 to 100 candidates to select our first 60. So we are
Mhm.
not in a tearing hurry. We are pretty much on schedule, or maybe ahead of the schedule at the moment. So, but our hope is around the middle of June to the third week of June, the latest.
Oh, okay. And so what skills do you expect candidates to have at the end of the training? What can they anticipate with their
Now
training?
that is the best fun part of it all. So I would say to the folks who are coming in that don't worry if you don't understand any of this skills
Mhm.
modules that I'm talking about. You will learn in our classroom, and I can guarantee you, you will learn because we've been doing this kind of training program across the globe. We have graduated over 25,000 people across the globe,
Mm.
and just in the Latin American Caribbean region, over 800, 900 candidates already. And many of them, and most of our programs are kids who come out of high school. And so I know that the folks in the Bahamas will definitely be able to do well. At the end of the training program, you will walk away with additional tools in your tool belt. You will feel heavier because you would have learned to how to use the Microsoft Office 365 very well. You would have learned
Mhm.
how to do project management, because most of the work these days when you work in organizations are project based. You will learn how to be organized and be able to run projects. Agile, which is a very important tool for any business, and data analytics. So you will definitely walk away with new skills that you probably have not heard of before, or have heard of it but never learned to how to use it, or have been assigned to it but have never mastered it. So you will go leave this training program feeling lighter in your mind and body, lighter in your mind and head, heavier in your arms, because you feel like, oh my God, I have this additional tools now, and how am I going to put that into use? And one of
Right.
the things we will also do is our training program, even though it's virtual, there'll be a lot of role play, team building exercises. Our curriculum is all written by our own consultants from our for-profit side. So it's collectively, they have over 100 years of work experience. So they're coming with very hands-on knowledge. So the curriculum is written in such a way that it can be applied to immediately, because it comes from that hands-on knowledge experience of way of writing the content. So
Mhm.
I am very confident that the facilitators who will facilitate the training program most probably will be from the University of the Bahamas, who are also signed a partnership with us, and they will be able to deliver the training program. Also, we have some amazing partnerships. We have the Bishram partnership, which is the Bahamas Human Resources Management Consortium. They have
Mhm.
partnered with us. So they also have, it's all HR managers and directors. So they also come with a lot of experience to support not only in the recruiting part of the training program, they're looking to see if they can even participate in some of the training. And then, of course, they come to play a very important role towards the end of the program, because they're all HR managers, and they
Yeah.
definitely are very important in these firms. So these kind of partnerships really go a long way for us.
Mhm. Okay, and so as we're wrapping up, is there anything else you'd like to add before we leave?
Yes, I would like to give a shout out to everybody who's listening, saying that if you're not, if this is not for you, but you know a friend, a sibling, a family member, a neighbor, a colleague, please spread the word, because this is very important that many of you apply and take this opportunity. This is going to be, it's mostly scholarship based. That means you don't have to spend any money, unless, and of course, if you are employed, or companies that are willing to send candidates because they think that this is a value add for them, we have a very nominal charge for them, so we can talk to them about it. But overall, for those who are unemployed, underemployed, furloughed employees, note this is a scholarship based, so take advantage of it, because this is for
Yes,
you and this is going
most
to benefit you.
definitely. Yes. Okay, thank you very much, Chitra Rajeshwari of the Avasant Foundation. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I feel really blessed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.